Alright, what's happening, y'all, man? It looks like we made a nice move. I'm actually really happy about this move. First of all, this makes it so we don't have to force O-line in the draft, especially guard. That's why I love building so much in free agency, because that allows you to go best player available in the draft, or even for me, with more holes filled, that allows you to trade up in the draft for quarterback if you want to. I mean, you just have more freedom to do things in the draft if you're able to build through free agency, make trades and things like that. So I'm very happy. The Washington football team has traded for Ereck Flowers, and the price is beautiful because all we're doing is just a late round pick swap. It's not like we're trading away or a second or a third round pick for him. And remember, last year he was a really good guard, like one of the very few bright spots in that 2019 season. I would say getting Chase Young it was number one, and Ereck Flowers is somewhere in the top 5 of the bright spots from that disgusting 2019 season. Because I don't know why, but the Giants drafted him in the first round as a really good guard and then tried to force him to tackle. He was terrible. We brought him here in 2019, moved him back to guard, and he was really good. Like, remember, the beginning of the season was a little rough, but it still wasn't that bad. Weeks 1 through 8 of 2019, he committed 5 penalties, and he only had one game with a pass blocking grade over 70 from Pro Football Focus. But weeks 9 through 17, he only committed 1 penalty and only had 1 game with a pass blocking grade below 70. So he was trending upwards. He was getting better and better and better, getting his old groove back, how he used to play back in college. And then he went and pulled an Ereck Flowers on us. That's what we've been calling it, because Darby just pulled an Ereck Flowers on us. Ereck Flowers was the original one of recent guys that we brought them in, revived their career, and then they went and just left us for better money in free agency. And I remember too, it was like a difference in $2 million per year. It was wild. Like, we wanted to give him 8 and the Dolphins were willing to give him 10. And it was literally, that was the only reason he went to the Dolphins. And then with the Dolphins, he just didn't have as great of a season. He still kind of looked like himself. Like, I firmly believe we can get 2019 out of him again. He just didn't look that great last year. And then listen to his quote. I'm very excited and anxious to get back there because I love the O-line room, and I already had a good relationship with Coach John Maxco as well. This is best for me. So he sounds like he's really excited. I don't know if this is just his PR move of making it look like he's excited to be traded. Because again, I mean, he just left us last year for only $2 million more. But then again, he has his money. Now he goes back to the team where he performed the best. So maybe he is truly excited. I'm just going to be optimistic and assume that he actually is very excited to be back. Again, I firmly believe we can get 2019 version of him right back. Because if anything, our offensive line around him is better. Remember, 2019 was the year that Trent Williams sat out. So now Ereck Flowers is at least going to have Cornelius Lucas to the left of him. When in doubt, at worst case scenario, Chase Roulier is only getting better and better. Chase Roulier is better going into 2021 than he even was in 2019. We have Brandon Sheriff on a rental right now, or maybe this opens up the chance that we trade Brandon Sheriff for something. Maybe you include Brandon Sheriff in the trade up for quarterback, or maybe you're trading Brandon Sheriff for whatever. Because that $18 million this season is a ridiculous price tag. And the fact that they've offered him a contract to be the highest paid guard in the NFL, and he still turned it down. I mean, you either trade him or he's gone for free anyway, honestly. Now, do you want to risk him not being there this season? But then again, you have Wes Schweitzer, Ereck Flowers, and maybe you even potentially draft a guy, and hopefully Sadiq Charles is that dominant offensive lineman that we saw out of LSU if he can get back healthy. So there's contingency plans for if Brandon Sheriff's gone. But the Brandon Sheriff situation is really ugly. Like, we don't talk about it enough. Like, it looks like he's really going to be gone. I don't expect to see him here 2022. And so with that in mind, and with him asking for whatever he's asking for, you're better off trading him for whatever you can get, even if it's only like a 3rd round pick, 2nd round pick, than just letting them walk for free. But honestly, who wants to trade for the highest paid guard knowing you're going to have to pay him again, and you already know he can't stay healthy for a full 16-game season? So we're in an ugly situation with Brandon Sheriff, I'm not going to lie. But I'm very happy to have Ereck Flowers back, man. And maybe Sadiq Charles is good enough to stay at left tackle like he did in college, but we were more so trying him at guard since he's been here. But they've been open to trying him at left tackle or left guard, whichever one he's best at. So maybe with an Ereck Flowers that you know for a fact day one is about to step in and be a really good guard for us. Now Saahdiq Charles is trying his best and working towards being a starting left tackle in this league. And I feel like he has Pro Bowl talent there. I feel like with his arm length, maybe guard is easier for him to work towards, especially being able to start as early as possible. But I feel like ultimately he could be a Pro Bowl level tackle. Don't forget about the fact that LSU with Joe Burrow, Saahdiq Charles had arguably the best offense in college football history, and you never had to worry about Joe Burrow's blind side getting attacked. He was holding it down in the SEC against the greatest D-lines in college football. So I feel like he would transition well, and he wasn't really injury prone in college, so I don't exactly know what happened last year and why it was just so bad. But hopefully he can return back to form, and when in doubt, as a contingency plan, he can play left tackle if we need him to. But again, I like Cornelius Lucas as a starting left tackle. You can't be too sure with his durability, but when he's out there, he's a solid left tackle. And then I feel like with the whole Brandon Sheriff situation and just all of this put together, I think when in doubt, Brandon Sheriff gone, you attack interior offensive line early in next year's draft instead of this one. Again, I'm just really happy that we're making moves in free agency, like how we signed William Jackson, Curtis Samuel, Ryan Fitzpatrick as a temporary option, things like that. And then how we signed all of those guys last year with J.D. McKissick, Logan Thomas, Wes Schweitzer, Cornelius Lucas, even Ronald Darby didn't end up leaving us. We're building through free agency so that in the draft, you can get your guys, you can go best player available. You're not forcing needs, and I love that. That's how great teams win. That's how they stay consistent. That's how they build and get better and better. And just to let you know, as far as contract wise, for us, he will be a $10 million cap hit this season. Next season, he'll be an $11 million cap hit, but only $1 million did cap if cut. So if we don't like what he does this year, you can just cut him next year. He's only going to cost us $1 million in dead cap. But I'm expecting him to play very well, and I'm expecting us to end up re-signing him long term because I really like his game. The way he played for us 2019, if he plays like that for us going forward, and if anything only gets a little bit better, I'm expecting him to be like our starting left guard for a while. And as far as his side, the base salaries of his deal for his last 2 years are $8.975 million and $9.975 million, but only 2021 is fully guaranteed. That's why 2022, if we want to cut him, we only take on $1 million worth of dead cap. So I say it's worth it, man. He's a $10 million cap hit this year, and we have the money to afford it. We have the money. You gain 18 back if you trade Brandon Sheriff, but again, I'm not going to depend on that, but that's definitely an option out there for reasons that I spoke about earlier. And then 2022, if you didn't like what he did in 2021, you can move on from him and only take a $1 million dead cap price. I mean, it's like really a win-win situation for us. But yeah, man, that's the end of this video. Please get in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about this trade. Are you excited to get our boy back, or are you disappointed? Definitely let me know in the comment section. Please like this video if you liked it, if you learned anything. Oh, you also let me know what you think this move means. Does this mean it gives us more flexibility and more power to trade up for a quarterback? Does this mean we'll more than likely not go offensive line early in the draft? Does this mean we're more likely to go for tackle in the draft early to complete a dominant O-line? Maybe that's the strategy. Definitely get in the comment section and let me know how you feel about this move in general. And also, please subscribe if you haven't. Hit the bell next to the subscription button so you get a notification every time I release an informative and opinionated video like this one. Pull up for all of my live streams. I'm live streaming before and during the majority of the draft, rounds 1 through 5. And of course, I'm live streaming every week, every Friday, every Sunday, per usual. And the film sessions. Of course, I'm going to have breakdowns of all of our draft picks up, but I'm also going to have film sessions for them. So stay tuned for all of that. And of course, man, I really appreciate all of the support, man. Shouts out to everybody that pulls up to every video and likes, shares it out to everybody to bring more people to the Street Scores family. Big shouts out to everybody that donates, man. I really appreciate all y'all. And huge shouts out to all of my sponsors, especially my Pro Bowl sponsors whose name you see scrolling on the screen right now, man. I really appreciate all y'all. Catch y'all later. I'm out.